Hey, yo! What up, dudes and ladies? Welcome to the 2026 2027 Short Hair Don't Care Fantasy Football League season. I am very aware and I apologize profusely. I have been remiss in my responsibilities and my duties as a commissioner this offseason. This is by far the latest I have ever sent an update or a video or activated the league or talked about draft or anything like that. I apologize. Uh, there's been, the first 6 months of this year have been very tumultuous for me. I'm not going to go into it, but I apologize. But I am here. It is obviously way too late to plan a draft trip, which I usually try to do every year and try to coalesce to whatever location the most of us can attend. We are already in August. I am recording this Sunday, August 2. It is way too late for that, and so I am very sorry. I know I'm usually way better than this about it, and I try to be, but neither here nor there. Things happened, and fantasy football was not at the top of mind, let's say. But that being said, I am looking forward to another fantastic year with all of you beautiful people playing fantasy football, a game we love. That being said, I am prepared to hit the button here to reactivate the league and set a draft date. But there are, I think, two orders of business to discuss and dictate before that happens. Now, I'm still going to do it, and I'm still going to schedule it. I'm going to target the schedule the same weekend we always do. The last weekend of August before Labor Day, which is a week before that early Thursday night kickoff. The NFL schedule is bonkers this year. I'm not even sure if the first game of the year is that Thursday night game anymore. I think it's a Tuesday. So what I'm going to do is at the end of this video, I'm going to post this. I'm going to send it to you guys. I'm going to hit the button. So you're probably going to see the email and get the notification that the league is active before you even see this video. I'm going to schedule the draft for that weekend before Labor Day. But that is a tentative date. I will not hold that to a hard date because it is, again, my fault that this offseason has fallen into shambles. I have been trying to schedule to the, case in point, I've talked to Jesse, I think maybe 4 or 5 times this offseason to talk and have a little interview and have a video. And on my part, on my fault, it hasn't happened and we haven't done it. And I apologize to you guys. I apologize, Jesse. I'm very sorry. Every time I bring it up, I ended up not following up and getting it done. So I'm very sorry. So that's how I'm going to schedule it. But that date will be tentative and we can talk about it and we can schedule around everybody. But the two orders of business that I think we need to discuss that I've been wanting to discuss all offseason, there are two things that I think rules-wise we need to agree on before we continue in this league. Where we started this league in college, it's been a really long time, as you guys know. And over time, I've been wanting to lean the league into a more serious, long-term kind of vibe. That's why keepers exist, draft pick trading, the last place punishment, things like that. I have talked, I think probably several times in the past about expanding to more of a dynasty thing. But recent years, we get older. A lot of us I've gotten married and have kids, other responsibilities. Fantasy is very low on the list of responsibilities when it comes to your children and your relationships and your marriage. And I completely understand that. I don't have any of those things of my own, but I have a godson now. So I'm not going to say I get it, but where I have been wanting to lean towards a more serious long-term approach, I think perhaps we are at an inflection point where we need to lean a little bit more casual as a league, where maybe it's a little less serious. Case in point is the punishment, where I think it's effing hilarious, and I think I would have a blast making a music video and making a fool of myself. I would relish in that, but not everyone feels that way. And an idea we came up with here in Denver, actually, or north of me in Denver, 8 years ago, or 8.5 years ago, perhaps is not as amenable or feasible even now. So I think the punishment is something that we can work on throughout the year. It's not something that we need to decide before the draft, but it has become increasingly apparent to me that we need to rethink the last place punishment. We make it something that's a little more digestible for everyone in their current lifestyles and life situations, and we can discuss that. And I think we need to, and we can discuss that later. I think the most important thing is getting the draft done. That's point number one. Point number two, which does have draft implication, is to the point I'm making about if we lean more casual, if we want to keep doing keepers. Now, I personally don't think that choosing keepers is a very high stress situation. Even if you flub your keeper picks or you don't make keeper picks, Oscar kept Jahan Dotson by accident because he said it as a joke, and I clicked it because I thought he was serious, and he just kept going. You know what I mean? So from my perspective, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But if the keeper situation is leaning more towards the punishment situation and it's something that we need to revisit, now is the time to revisit it. So when I click this button, we're going to retain our keeper rules that we have been. We're also going to retain our league dues, league fees. If that is something we need to revisit, again, now is the time. I think this offseason, and this is why I wish I had done this 2 months ago, so that we can have enough time for discussion and implementation before the draft, which will be in 3 weeks from now. 3 weeks from now or so. But now is the time. So maybe we add that to the list of 3. It becomes a list of 3 instead of a list of 2. Number 3, league fees. Are we still okay with the buy-in, or do we need to reduce it? Does anyone feel very strongly about that? Financial situations. You don't need to explain yourself or your financial situation, but just tell us your thoughts. Number 2, keepers. Do we keep keepers, 2 keepers each, and we have the same rules for keepers? Or do we want to abolish keepers completely and just do a full redraft of the full league every year, and we lean a little bit more casual in that way? And then number 1 is the punishment. Now, the punishment is easier, I think, to discuss because we don't need to finalize that decision before the draft. But I would say before week, 6, I think that's a good cutoff. 17-week NFL season now. Even if you're 2-4, you can still make the playoffs. Yours truly has done it. So those 3 things, I would put a call to action for everyone in the league to sound off on your opinions, preferably in one message so that I can tag it and star it and flag it, and I can keep votes that way. Again, I'm really, really sorry this is all coming in August. But if we, depending on what we decide, and we kind of lean towards the more casual approach, and we alleviate some of these pressure points that have made people hesitant to want to participate in the league at all, or not do the punishment, want to buy out of the punishment, et cetera, et cetera. If that's easier, I'm all for doing what everyone wants to do. You know what I mean? I'll go with the flow. I don't really care. If I want a more serious league, I'll go find one. It's not that big of a deal to me. I want everyone to have fun, but most importantly, I want everyone to stay in it. This league has been going on for a really long time, and I think as time goes on, it makes it even more and more important to keep it together, to keep us all together, to keep the group chat going, and keep in touch and things like that. So if that's what it takes, then that is what it is, and I'm 100% okay with that. So I'm going to schedule this draft for the weekend before Labor Day. I'm going to shoot for a Saturday mid-morning, early afternoon situation. I think that's what we've been targeting so that Nathan can at least make the first handful of rounds of the draft for that Barcelona time. But please, I'm going to put this in the group chat. I know this is a very long video, and I'm sorry for that. I'm rambling on, and I'm sorry it's so late. But please, I would really love and I really need your guys' opinion. Number 1, the buy-in. Number 2, keepers. Number 3, the punishment. If it even remains. So please let me know. If you don't want to put it in the group chat, please, please, please text me, DM me independently. We don't have to talk about it in front of the group. We can discuss it individually. That's fine. But I love all you guys, and I want us to keep this going. This has been so much fun. It brings me joy every single year, and I definitely don't want to lose it. So whatever it takes to keep it, I'm ready to do it. And I think most people would probably, if not all, would agree that that's the most important piece. And if there is no punishment, then maybe I'll make a music video next year anyway, just because I think it'll be fun. And I never lost the league, so I'd never have to make one. But I think it'd be really fun. But maybe I'll do one anyway. You know what I mean? So it's all good. This is all fun. I love you guys. Please DM me or text me or respond to the group chat with those questions. And I will see you guys hopefully sooner, but if not, in approximately 3 weeks for the draft. I love you guys, and short hair don't care.